so long. That transpired, and the save is not strictly incompatible. Further weirdness and shenanigans could yet occur as the game is put back into motion, but it will permit me to load this file. That's enough to get started with resuming the thing that already started some time ago. We're back with more of the Alamid Republic. Previously, we got ourselves off to a pretty decent start. Our first ruler had to devote a lot of his effort to constructing a family from nothing, and did relatively effectively at getting that rolled out. And also, in the process, we managed to expand our influence over the region by taking over the neighboring emirate over that ways. We have a pretty solid position. I've also gone and turned up the resolution so we actually have the full-size UI on screen now in exchange for a slightly weird aspect ratio, and that's all well and good. Anyway, so we give ourselves a fairly decent position going on the mainland here. We are just a handful of provinces short of being able to construct a king-level title for ourselves, which will allow us to reach new and greater heights of prestige and power and other shenanigans, and we have made shitloads of money. Such as the shitload of money that was necessary in order to get our second leader, Jalil here, to win a Republic election against people twice his age. Once a Republic is healthily into its normal life cycle, leadership tends to be a relatively quick succession of different old men. And so if one family wants to keep control of a republic efficiently, you want to have a fairly smooth curve of many brothers and cousins who can trade off rulership between each other. And for now, Jalil has 2 younger brothers who will be able to sub out for him in this generation, and we're working on creating further generations who can go about maintaining the name and building the fortune. And we were in the middle of putting down a rebellion that's already pretty well solved. We've broken the back of their army and are sieging their fort, so that will work itself out in a bit. Let's see, we have some children's who are in need of mentors. This brother, this amazing warrior brother, look at this strong, ambitious, diligent, cruel and angry boy. You're on the verge of finishing your education. Yeah, let's quickly pair you off with a mentor who will complete your training. You know what, let's just double down on the fighting styles here. Really show him your moves. Alright, and a half-brother who is fairly mediocre, but let's see. Maybe put you under the command. Who are the best scholarly folk in our land? There's an important, like, meta-management thing for your family is to try and, like, get some good living, practical knowledge into your body of people that you can have trained throughout folks. Like, what kind of education a person gets isn't exactly, like, deterministic from their mentor, but it tends towards the quality and flavor of their mentors. So, getting access to, like, wives and cousins and friends who have powerful educational skills that you can then keep alive and well and practiced in your court help you generate quality leaders and ministers. Alright, we need a new ambition. Scholarly focus. What is our goal? First son haver. We need many more fine young men who will be ready to run this nation. And I have titles I can hand out. Designate an heir, designate a regent, and I can go about appointing some military commanders. We have very recently arrived in our office, so pretty well all of our vassals are going to be at least mistrustful of us, if not outright spiteful. Wow. But my rival. Well, yeah, that's the one who's rebelling against us right now. But naturally, he is quite angry. Everyone else, though, let's see, the worst non-active rebel was a 57? Oh, here's a 70. Well, that's one of our rival patricians, so of course they hate us. It's nothing too extreme. Within a decade, we'll have gotten a lot of that to even out. For the moment, let's just go ahead and allocate a bit of an election budget, just in case. Let's give us that leg up so that once Ubayd finally dies of something, we just want to make sure that our bro Sam is in position to go for that title. And then after that, let's see. I think we'll have a trade post capacity. And aren't building any upgrades to the manor right now. So... wine cellar. Hello. We need more sons, more brothers. We need sons, our sons need brothers, our sons and brothers need cousins. We must invest in a strategic party reserve. I can go just quickly looking over our holdings, see if any of them could stand to upgrade. I should build a city out here in Bayada. Make sure that all of our relevant territories have a city they can be run from if necessary. I am all about eroding aristocratic power throughout the peninsula. No room for competition. Let's go ahead and fortify that post. So with the arrival of the release of the new DLC, which is not installed here, but every content DLC, since some of its features along to the base game as a regular thing, diseases are now more elaborate in how they prop up and spread about and cause you unpleasantness. Right now there are no epidemics going on out there in the world, but someday that will change, and we'll be able to watch them as they come and go. The old plagueometer there. Alright, your brothers are having kids. That's a start. I would expect there'd be a couple of already on the board epidemics going on in the start scenario now, post-patch, but this game was started before disease existed properly, so it's not a thing. Right, so I have titles I can designate. May as well declare my brother official older brother. Yeah, I do not want you to be actively trying to subvert the family. Make it clear that, of course, we will follow the rules. Pass things along the family as they should be. And let's see. Designated regent. Date of what? Oh, they probably, yeah, they looted a trade post up the way. Not even one of ours, so shrug. That's a different family's problem. Yeah, let's make sure that our 17 intrigue wife, our ridiculous assassin, does not despise us, just to be clear. If anything happens, We acknowledge your skill as a killing machine. Free gold. See, wealth is never created or destroyed, it's just occasionally misplaced. Alright, good news out of our holy man. Oh, we have a bunch of other titles that we can also hand out as well. Those need to be refreshed. Good. As it occurred to me, get victory in that siege, we can now end this rebellion. Victory and glory. So yeah, let's take you off the front lines and instead go ahead and do some tech research. Just philosophize at home for a while. Because really, in Crusader Kings 2, and especially as businessmen, religious mismatches between, like, state and characters and general population will create friction, but it's not absolutely critical to worry about that. You don't need to get too wound up about it. It's not as destabilizing and shenanigans. Last we had seen, the Caliphate was doing relatively healthily. Although the Crown did trade hands a couple of times. They're currently putting down a couple of revolts, but that's like business as usual for any sufficiently large empire. Let's see, religious map. Small Jewish population in Ethiopia. And right, there's not general populace, and actually it might be a different start date where the Khazars are. Yeah, let's see. Right now we have Muslim Khazaria. But yeah, there's one of the start dates where there is a Jewish Khan of the Khazars, and that's a very interesting and unique start to pick up on. One of your few historical opportunities to pick up and play such a state. Oh, let's see. Counselors. Which of you despise me most or least? Let's see. Spy Master. There you, Inquisitor. You are a judge. And of course I can send this army home now. All well and good. Alright, we have the capacity to go into hiding, if we so felt that should be necessary. Yes, good. All armies are put away. We're slowly crawling our way up to having enough tax base and territory to support having ourselves, you know, proper population, a proper standing retinue for our factions in our nation. Alright, retract prior statements about the Caliphate doing alright. Seems we're getting some fragmentation. And with that, maybe an opportunity. Do I have any CBs by which to attack you guys? Also, I suppose, which of you is in charge here? This fellow, who is able to levy 930 people. Have cause to fight you. Yes, I do. I have several. Interesting, because this could be a golden opportunity to get some things on. As the realm begins to fragment. Anyway though, first of all, this faction and this plan to kill our leader. You go straight to the oubliette for that. There will be no bail. And let's see. Now you're trying to kill that rebellious asshole, I'm fine with that. We're trying to kill this child. Who just is a child in our realm. You're the son of our spy master. I won't get in the way of that one. That can just take its course. Unless, let's see, who are you? Who's plotting this? Just some guy. Alright, yeah, it's just one of our spy master's subjects, our spy master being one of our sheiks under us. He has some problems to clean up in his house. His problems are not mine, so... His faction seeking independence. Under my rival. What am I gonna do about you? What other... Oh, I suppose I did try to kill Abdullah at some point. We do try to kill a lot of people, so... That's the kind of thing that can be overlooked. You know what? I gave you that land. If this is how you're gonna use it, then... No, we don't have justification. Right now, we have to wait for him to do a crime. So I'll put up with him for now. If he does rebel, he's on his own right now, and it's a very small block of territory that he has access to, so that's not a big deal. I could start conspiring to do a war in this direction much sooner. Let's see. Yeah, you were Shia. That gives me all sorts of opportunities. Our neighbor. Arbitrary, brave, honest, humble, shy. Decent military leader. And meanwhile as well, there's you guys. This mare is being rude and friction generating. That's not too big a deal though. This guy has 20 pacts. Who are all your pact buddy? Non-aggression pacts with a bunch of people. I guess you have extensive family connections you're married to. So if I make this a holy war, But let me go after the whole slice of it at once. 4 provinces. I could also make it not a holy war, per se, but still make it about... I could... With doing that, I'd get all the land. Although, on the other hand, if I make it a holy war, that also lets other Sunni powers jump in and have my back. Let's see, how drastically have things gotten borked by this upset? Surviving Caliphate is still predominantly Sunni. It doesn't look like there's an active Shia state. Aside from our neighbor. Yeah, I think we got this. Well, let's... Just to be sure, how's our levy's nice and healthy, and we can cover most of this between just our personal troops and a batch of mercenaries if we have to tip the scales. All of our vassals hate us, but that's fine. I don't want to rely on them anyway. Not yet. This is the war we will use to prove to them that we are a worthy leader of this republic, that we will bring wealth and glory, etc., etc. Let's do it. Let's rock. Oops, out. And let's see, with 24 bucks of surplus... Yeah, I could now just sustain one of these small mercenary companies indefinitely. We will still be turning a profit, even with the Arab company on staff. Excellent. War economy in motion. Finally have the full set of technologies visible. A request to reduce city taxes. How are those taxes right now? They at normal. No one's paying them right now anyway because they all hate me. And we are able to maintain our war budget even without their support, so yeah, I'm fine with that. That'll help keep things stable. And our local comet sighted, wherein actually studying the movements of celestial bodies is quite enlightening. Does a lot for your understanding of the cosmos. We've read entire books about the stars. Stars are nuts. Now let's see. Khalib, Zaid, and looks like Nachman here is our third best available general. Seems like a fine crew. Well, let me just verify personality traits here. Damn ugly. Himself is shy, but not cowardly. And Zaid. Zaid is apparently a little infirm. Suppose he is old. Apparently, whatever these net 2 doesn't give him any... He ends up neutraling out for other indirect combat modifiers, so he should be fine. Peasant uprising. And to the surprise of no one and satisfaction of many, our brother is an excellent tactician. Yeah, there's that peasant fight where they just caught some of our other troops off guard. Shit happens. Half-sister. Get you educated in some more traits. Let's see. Thinking I'd either want to reserve scholarship or stewardship on a bunch of the ladies in the family. Where even if you are in a blend of situations where you can't get female characters to ever inherit any of your stuff, you still want to keep track of what capabilities you put onto them. Because, yeah, let's let you do the teaching. Because, again, they are quite powerful as teachers. And, yeah, associates. Whichever ones you employ as spouses of your leadership will be doing their thing. They can hold several of the council positions. They can be regents to others, and they can be mentors to others. The Caliph himself would like to marry this rando, this... Oh, well, you're a spy master. Sure. Enjoy. Yeah, you're sieging. And you would like to marry off your son, another of our ladies, who one of our last leader, one of Olim's former wives. Oh yes, now this is a balancing act between pushing our interests in the war, which is really the primary concern that we have, and trying to deal with those rebels in the back. Apparently Jalil is present in this army. Yeah, he's leading one of the regiments. Do you have to do that? Can we not just sub in somebody else? Here's Pavel. Go ahead and take our Mighty fighting brother. And appoint him a commander. Or at least High Admiral, I guess? I have commander offices to give out. Maybe he's allowed by default already, just by being of the family. Oh, one way or another, you're in charge of the boats now as well. Maybe Mancer is already in here? Tucked away? Nope. Weird. Right, another half-sister. Get you trained in the finance arts. And our wine cellar is complete. Oh, appoint commander is a separate button. There we go. Trio, yeah. 23 final martial status on this guy. Mancer, lead the charge. Right, go show your worth by destroying the rebels. Remove the splinter from my eye. Observatory. Only 25 bucks? Sure. Let's look at space. And may as well just go ahead and yeah, totally down with the schools. We find more comets. Is there a language of the comets? Is there a way to lure them in? Your army is going. Is someone else also trying to get the drop on you? Yes, we are not alone. Good. Well, not great, because that also means that we're in a race with the other participants in this fight in order to try and get our slice of the pie. They've declared their own wars instead of joining mine. Okay, good, quick rebel crushing. Don't even need to reoccupy, I can just enforce this right away. Rebellion quashed. Let the war resume. Place prisoner directly in Oubliette. Good times. Schism number, what, 3, 4 now? Watching them stars. And from that, oh man, I could Improve town infrastructure. Reduce build time and cost. Gain access to sick house, leper colony, and soup kitchen. Or let me review what is constraining this. Needing improved keeps, needing improved city walls. Several things that would just need town infrastructure. Trade practice is already quite up to date. Go with town infrastructure. Our poor trade posts are going to suffer for this, but not in vain. Those buildings do. Oh, also down here in cities, one of the other standout things, so pretty much all the building types do have pretty generic, common things that do similar things in different proportions. Just, here's the buildings that make it more forty, here's the ones that make it pay out more tax, here are the ones that give it more sets of soldiers for its retinue. Each of them further expresses their specialties by also having unique ones that are specific to it. Where, like, fortresses will be able to give you your culture-specific unit and bonus. Temples have access to religious schools here, which give you culture tech and a little bit of general tech progression and some piety on the backside. Help your technology propagate more smoothly out of their locations. And cities have access to the university, which gives even more tech spread rate and gives you some economy tech. You know what, actually? Do castles have anything that gives you mill tech rate? Seems not. That's a bit of a gap in, like, the symmetry of the mechanics. Just a bit strange. Patience is for nerds! Strike early, strike often. Observatory event chain. What's out there? Also very nice to see that some of our vassals, in the process of starting this holy war, are coming around to the idea of actually helping fight the war. I will decline to use their soldiers during this conflict unless absolutely necessary, but it's good to know that they're starting to pay attention. Yeah, out of the military stuff, I think organization is going to take my highest priority. Because, hey, retinue cap. possibility of just having yet more folks standing around permanently, ready to go at all times. Finally! Ubayad is dead. And with that, our current election budget puts Sam firmly in next place. We've cleared out the first generation, and we're now like in the proper natural curve of the life cycle. I was trying to teach you business. Means you move on to this fellow. I need a new steward. Which is perhaps also this fellow? No, you despise me. You're also insane. Maybe I shouldn't trust you to guard my children. On the other hand, you're good at money. We'll keep you out of the council chair. Badil, tag in. Just have to see about making my war the one that pushes to victory first. Oh no, you don't, Aiken. Not nearly enough plot power to try and go after his life. Did I give eldest brother land? Yes, I did. As a city of his own to operate. He generated more prestige. Righteously imprison my brother. What crime are you plotting, brother? What are you doing? Who is this man, and why are you plotting his murder? What do you got against Sadiq? Please stop that. No murder till we finish the war. You have to do the murders. I don't want to hear about them. Hide them better. I arranged a wife for you. Let's fix that. Who do we have on tap? Not much locally. There are stars that disappear when closely observed. What are they plotting? Diligence is a really good trait. It's all around good. You can get your hands on it, it's great stuff. Realm. Alright, now you're married. Right, I need to filter out. Give me singles. Yeah, you'll do. Why is my brother not available to pair people off to? Or was he, and I wasn't particularly paying attention? Either way, we've taken prisoners. That's well and good. Brother is not present on this list. Maybe because he's out on the battlefield right now, we can't do the wedding. Fortunately, we just got a whole bunch of prisoners to ransom. There we go. Well, let's see. Are you the best person I could be selling out of here? Yes, you are. Dead solved. Our diplomacy is trash. It'll be fine. Who needs respect? Who needs friends? Oh, Manso found himself a lady. Hold on, brother. A rude, lustful, zealous, envious, with a lisp. A flamboyant schemer. From West Africa. Fascinating. We have pretty poor base diplomacy and then just enough unfriendly traits stacked up to completely cancel out what little talkative nature we have. Fortunately, we have a functional diplomacy of nothing, thanks to our council. And we have a state intrigue of quite a bit. Alright, we're done sieging there. Gotta move forward. Gotta keep up the pace. Seize them holy cities. Cruel and gritty and paranoid and just kinda sad. Just damn depressing to be around. Turns of events. Our first brother is dead. That's less than great news. At least he produced some grandsons. Well, better retaliate. Always willing to put more money into the science. Natural philosophies. Gotta learn that majesty. Where is the rest of your army? Your 2,000 men. Where have they gone? Family treasuries for two equally important tasks. Rigging the election and unlocking the secrets of the cosmos. If I can save money on the first, then I have more left for the second. Do not be hindered by ruffians. Tax away. Perfectly ordinary, unsuspicious death. So you want to be chaplain? Well, Imam. There you go. Now this kid needs fresh mentorship. Let's do you. May as well formally recognize our other brother. And keep funneling over that campaign cash. Those children were getting learning-centric education just as part of the spread among our many siblings. Like, they had been freed up because they were previously studying under our last court imam, who then dropped dead. They're just continuing on the general path I already had intended for them. Hassan! Child having ambition complete. Let us become king. King of business. A son who already knows to hate us. This baby already despises our cruel and cowardly ways. Okay, just chill out, keep doing some more sieges, and then we'll go break their army. What did you die of? Depression. Damn. Fortunately, Mansur was in position. That did not catch me too off guard. Okay, we have passed on to third brother. We went through those other brothers pretty quickly. Better secure some things here. Back to them son having demands. Counselor positions to fill, need a new marshal. Need a new high priest, same as the old high priest. Got half-brothers who need training. It is a good thing that did not happen at a moment that would have cost us ownership of the Republic. On the other hand, we are now once again back in a position where we don't have anyone of the same generation as our current electoral competitors. We're the youngest person of this generation, but it creates risk either way. Finish one more siege, then we'll go attack that army. Look at that budget. Look at those glorious incomes and expenses. Most of our rivals are relatively secure in their positions. No strong internal opposition that we could try to exploit. Assassinations would be tough. Not impossible, but far from easy. Ah, that also means we're not doing the observatory line anymore. Science is dead. Focus you, let's see. Scholarly, theological. You're going. You need to get back in the saddle, back ahead of the curve. Produce more heirs. Actions do I have running here? How pious we are to ignore the temptation to torture all of our helpless prisoners. Every day that we aren't going down into the pit. Ah yes, you just carry right on hating us. Residual spite. Suppose we also have your wife in prison. Let's dispose of you. I'm sorry, what? How did that? Gonna finish sending out my murder bribes. And that'll do. That's now more than enough power. A fine assassination. No one is leading the flanks of your army. Where did your officers go, Mansur? General mobilization, then. Oh, that would explain the mysterious defeat. All of his subordinate generals spontaneously vanishing into dust. Paperwork. Ultimate enemy. Gravity, our greatest ally. And let's see, we have 77.9 there. And another 18 or so worth of power on the fence? That's feasible. Send some innocuous gift baskets. Yeah, that's just sieges getting reversed. Sad inevitability. There is always room for more wenches. There's no such thing as a common wench. Each wench is unique, precious. Okay, this time with generals. Let's march. Well, that took all the possible rival factions off the board. Much better. That's the way you do it. Break those heretical armies, siege those holy cities. Man, I didn't even have a chance to take our last leader on a pilgrimage. So pious. Downright saintly. Alright, so our last plot failed. This time will be different. Alright, never mind. Things aren't as bad as I thought. We still have half-brothers. They're just minor. We have candidates of this generation, just not particularly great ones. Ninth, 16th. Yes, we can catch them. Actually, 22nd, but still, we got them. Another round. We can just clear a few good fights against this army. Move on to Medina. That's gonna be the very high-value stuff to occupy. Gotta push that score. Gotta be the first and only one that's across the finish line. Slander is a crime. You will not escape the consequences of your rudeness. I will find you and destroy you. Why, hello there. This is premium stuff. This is exactly why you want to make sure your spy master does not hate you. Because they have so much access to your person, they're just worth ridiculous amounts of progress if they get tied up in a plot against you or anyone else in your court. Kill him single-handedly at any time. Just wanted someone to ask, someone to pay for it. This is apparently the wife of the Sultan of Egypt. Nice. Guy chose the wrong place to flee to. Man, roads sure are rough to travel these days. We live in perilous times, oh boy. We have a plan. The moment we're back from this war. Finish our siege here, then we turn around, crush that army. And we can afford more tech. Of the fighting sort, so organization, hello. Finally, a retinue. Even, like, a really tiny trash skirmisher retinue. It will exist. It's 250 soldiers, actually. 550 points of soldier. But yes, so now we have this module, which will fill with men as money is spent on it, just passively. Alright, one last decisive battle and then we're good. There, nailed it. Victory is at hand. Look at them new lands. Look at them new possibilities. Alright. This means we have a chance to do some things. There is some shuffling of territory that I'll need to do, but once we have it done, we can make ourselves a king. And then in doing so, be able to have duke-sized vassals. Let's see. I can usurp the hell out of this once I have a bit more cash on hand. That will be our 2 internal titles, and I'm thinking I'll set up like a theocratic puppet over here. Which seems thematically appropriate, and we'll just have a Duke level just temple state running all of our affairs off in that direction. And then I'll probably bundle all of Oman together. Either way, I can now put away the army. Mission accomplished. Job well done. So let's see. Go ahead and spawn some local management for all of this. I wound up with some shiny new vassals down this way. And then what I'm going to do is going to transfer direct control of these various seized provinces to the mosques. Where, let's see, actually, yes, all of this is Medina. 100%. Oh yeah, you run that mosque. Let me give you this land, or let me... Alright, that's not an interface thing. Grant you Alja off. Congratulations, you are now a province. Likewise, Mosque Medina. You are now Medina. And Mosque of Mecca. Gotta guess you guys as well. There we go. Domain properly managed. With that done, let's Hajj. Suppose I was also planning to seduce this very important assassin, but we'll get to that. We can discuss murder on the road. Or we can do the seduction while on the road. Yep, our half-sister will be keeping track of the court while we're away. And, alright, fine. This also interrupts. We're just able to get that one step in during the brief time we stayed home. I'm feeling humble again. Pretty straightforward. If you're from anywhere farther away from the city, the pilgrimage itself takes a decent amount of time. I almost have enough plot power to get this done without her. Who knows? Alright, back to business. Seduction and murder. Operation Sex Murder is back in motion. After a quick weekend in Mecca. Alright, let's see. Actually, cash-wise, what is easier? 170 to usurp Mecca, or to usurp Duchy of Medina. 300 to create a new one, ex nihilo. 100 for that. Alright, it's a similar cost, both to usurp what's already there, or create the new one. And there's that usurpation. We are now twice over a duke. From that, we have all the prereqs to become King of Arabia. Just need more cash. Just need almost exactly a loan's worth of cash. So pious. And let's see, do I have any? Have any ransomies that I could trade off? One who can be ransomed, everyone else probably into the oubliettes. I don't even know who any of you are. You're a bunch of filler nobles from folks we knocked over. What do you even do? Alright, our successful seductive efforts have her on the fence. Quick gift basket. How best to proceed? Let's take a look at your temperate, deceitful, shy, proud, charitable, of grey eminence, versed in the arts of diplomacy. Let us be lewd. Results inconclusive. It's gotten us close enough for her to be within gift basket of conducting the murders. And that's what matters here. Duke of Medina is already plotting our murder. Stop that. Alright, go to jail. Or rise in rebellion and need to be put down. Same difference. Other known plots. Not a big deal. You're not family, you're just of the court. Medina actually is completely incapable of raising any soldiers right now because it's recently annexed territory. It is too war-torn to put up a proper fight. Good, we march, we ride. Volunteers, nice. By the way, we were able to set up an alliance with the current Caliph. The good shit. And we successfully exploded one of our rival patricians. Good stuff. Next. Oh wait, that was just finishing off the one who was already exploding. And he was the only member of his house, so now there's just a completely new one that sprung up ex nihilo. Next. He doesn't have any standout vulnerabilities. I'm like, no, you're Spy Master. Also a lady, and also quite influential. How on the fence are you? You have moral qualms. Damn! Confounded at every turn by morals. Anyway, none of what's going on right now is stopping us from forging that crown, so BAM! The most serene Republic of Arabia. Welcome to it. The most serene republic where our rivals routinely explode and fall off of buildings. These things happen. Hold on, what is this camel? Whose camel is this? Ah, good. Half-brother. Skilled tactician. Nowhere near the raw power of our current amazing war leader, but still competent, capable. So Republic mechanics are able to just follow us all the way up to higher level titles. We just now are a kingdom scale republic instead of a duchy scale republic. We have fancier capabilities and access to bigger laws. These seem to be arbitrary. Nice. Make decisions for reasons. Our map title is having a bit of a problem. It does not like this shape of land. Now that we are nominal, well, indeed we are recognized King of Arabia, here are all of the other territories that we could reasonably assert de jure control over if we went out and started kicking some faces. Keep an eye out for more signs of weakness throughout the Caliphate. In fact, we could go after these little guys. Take on Man and shock him. These folks who comprise the duchy level title of Arabia. As the current higher-ups continue to decay, creating ample opportunities for us. Presume being lazy and arbitrary, or punish embezzlement. Or just misunderstanding. The point is, we answered the question. The Khan of Volga, Bulgaria? It's an impressive-looking swath of territory. They are interested in betrothing a half-sister, our half-sister, to one of their youth. Sure. Brother should get married. Let's find him a lady. Cynical, gluttonous, charitable, and honest. What a nice spread of traits. Why not? Oh, of course, you're in somebody else. You're related from one of the neighbors. Proud, diligent, arbitrary, underhanded rogue. Honest, ambitious, diligent, arbitrary, naive appeaser. Would you like to marry any of the prisoners we have in the dungeon? We've a few to spare. Let's search the world. Broaden our horizons. Just an ambitious bastard. Yeah, sure. Simple. Straightforward. I like it. You get to the point. We have no secondary wives at this time. Could aim to correct that. And 10960. Brave, patient, humble, kind, honest. Welcome. And 865-10-7. Diligent, wrathful, cruel, ambitious. Pass on that one. That seems like you'd get into some infighting. Envious, greedy, and lustful. Grey Eminence. Gregarious, charitable, honest theologian there that, well, no, you're not interested. Or whoever gets to make that call isn't interested. Gluttonous, kind, courageous, charitable, honest, web weaver. Yeah, you as well. There we go, just bring us up to a healthy 3. Need to keep an eye on the old plotometer. % on the fence. 7 and a couple of 2s. Yes, I know, we'll get back to the seduction later. Seduction is inevitable. Alright, once we get this rebellion down, we have a bunch of internal management to do. As we go about consolidating our components. And probably looking to shore up our domain. Yeah, our home capital duchy is only 5 provinces, so it wouldn't take too much shifting around of laws to put us into a position where we can just own all of it directly and just have that be our personal property. They surrender. Voluntarily. Peace in our time. So for you, who have behaved yourself throughout all of that nonsense, there you go. Get all that nicely encapsulated off to the side. Yeah, we just have one bigger vassal to deal with in that direction. Convenience. Enough cash dollar. We do indeed have on hand. Go ahead and create a fresh duchy over here. I could then go ahead and sort off into the possession of some rando. Would then nicely encapsulate all of this. And who better to be that rando than our own brother? Although doing this that way may well have gone and created a whole new batch of merchant shenanigans. Now there is another fully formed republic here, of which our brother is patrician. What could possibly go wrong? Takes us under domain size, so which of you doth love me best? Which is to say, hate me least. Or hate me most, who deserves to have their land stripped from them? Who's in need of a humbling? Well, you have the nicest of these provinces. You despise me. You're also my marshal. I don't have a reason to strip you of your land. We'll get there, someday. Just you wait, you'll get yours. And with that, I've gone and consolidated our number of vassals down to a much more reasonable number. There we go, Duke level vassals. And that also is going to reduce our micromanagement when it's time to rally soldiers for war. We'll just get the one batch from all of Oman and the one batch from all of Medina. What do you mean current occupant? You're not doing anything. Are you leading the retinue? Get out of there. Stop that, go home. Another month free of torture. May have to cancel my other attempt at seduction. I mean, we did finish the plot that was hinging on that. It could, in fact, wait. Romanticism? Moving on. Doing that did push back my loan timetable, though. Yeah, I don't have the cash on hand for sports. Sports must wait. Damn! What a scholar. Let us get our nephew schooled in those arts. We found the finest books. Read all of them.